I felt that the process of writing a dissertation was so lonely.
You're working so hard at something, and then when you're told you're not up to snuff, or you're just not hacking it, you're like, okay, well then why am I doing all of this?
I didn't have anyone to bounce ideas off of, to say, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? How do you think I should proceed? Could you look at this chapter for me? Or what do you think of this idea? And so I decided that I needed to be in the company of other women who are doing the same thing. But keep what you have, but put update and put any updates next to it. And so what we are all looking at basically is to have our goals accomplished by the end of the year.
I told the women, where I am in my program, what I'm doing, and then, you set monthly and every 6 month and yearly goals. So by the next meeting, what are you going to have done? So my very first goal was to do my proposal defense, pass it, and move on to candidacy and finish up. That stays in your face. You write these goals down. Everyone hears you state the goals, that you see it in writing, so you know this is what I've committed to doing.
In 2014, out of a little over 50,000 doctorates, about 2,600 were Black. And that is a little less than 5%. The need for more women of color or people of color with doctorates are very clear. Right? Because remember, you're always looking for uninterrupted chunks of time.
I had a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm quitting. And that, I'd go to SisterMentors group and, they sat down. It was like intervention. They're like, okay, we're like, work through this. And we talked through options and what I could do and where I could go and put some plans into place. And I got out of that situation and I'm in an even better one. And, I'm happier for it. I want you to imagine yourself as a scientist. And I want you to draw a picture of what you would look like as a scientist. What would you look like?
What I like to say about us is that we are committed to the care and nurturing of the next generation of women of color leaders.
Sometimes when we do this, and I've done this before, I will say, draw a scientist. And just about 99% of the room will draw a white man in a white coat with glasses and crazy hair. I wanted you to draw yourselves so that you could see yourselves as a scientist and see it from a different perspective.
We began as a group of women of color helping each other complete their dissertations for their doctorates. And a few years later, one of the women suggested that what we should do is that we should be giving back by mentoring young girls of color from low-income families, helping to prepare them for college, as well as inspiring them, being really great role models for them as evidence of what they can accomplish when they focus on higher education. Good education equals independent woman, right? Where you're not dependent on anyone. Very important. Very, very important. So we start with girls in elementary and middle school and follow them through high school and college graduation. We go on college campuses. We spend 4 days of their spring break. So this year we are looking to see if we can go to William and Mary. Our approach is a holistic approach.
All right. So first thing I want you to do is just bring your arms all the way up.
We are not just focused on the intellectual or the academic. We are also focused on people's emotional health, people's physical health, people's spiritual health.
They need to see girls and women like them that are doing well in school and pay attention, those good study habits, time management, things like that. Like, it's fun to play, but there's a time where you have to sit down and be serious and do the work.
The answer is important. Like, I'm not telling you, doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. It does matter because you're going to get it wrong in this one, right?
For many of the mentors, for many of the doctoral students, we are first-generation college grads. We are the first in our families, some of us, or we are part of the first generation in our families to go to college.
All right, so a participle is a verb, right, that describes something. I don't know why they just say that.
So we understand the struggle it takes when you don't have parents who have had this sort of experience and who could tell you what it's like, and makes us, of course, more sensitive to these young girls who themselves are and will be first-generation college graduates.
My father is Ethiopian and my mother's Eritrean. My father actually did get his PhD back home, and he was a doctor, and my mother was an accountant. And you know, when you come here, you have to start all over, so it was very hard.
I would like to give you the gift of confidence, and I know that you have a lot of advanced classes this year, math and science honors, so we're going to hope that you excel in those.
I've never been exposed to an environment like that before. To see so many successful women, Sister Mentors has helped me use my ability to communicate with people and work in groups, whereas most people just think, oh, she's really talkative. And Sister Mentors made me look at it as use your ability, your talent, and do big things with it.
I would like to give you the gift of perseverance, actually, because I see the way you do that math, and you're so good at it, and it could take you a long way. So
when girls go off to college, we continue keeping in touch with them, helping them with recommendations for college, helping them with recommendations for scholarships, helping them find scholarships, helping them find jobs. But the most important thing for our young girls in college is making sure that they stay in college and graduate.
Giving more than just information, but support and guidance on, the idea of higher education, something that's obviously not a norm in my family because I'm a first-generation college student. They make the idea of college tangible, not just some unattainable ideal.
Sister Mentors, women and girls get together and create vision boards. And the idea is that everybody will have a vision for themselves for the upcoming years. This is all things that you want to do in 2017? Okay, great. Sounds good. All right. And what's that? Camping? Good. All right. Setting goals and having deadlines is a big part of what we do. I've learned that women really persevere. They really, when they have a goal, they really work hard at achieving that goal, and they would persevere until they get what they want.
I like to have fun, and I'm not really scared of a lot of things.
They will fail, they will have difficulty, they will have problems. Things will not always go smoothly, but you don't give up. You continue, you find ways to get around a whole lot of these problems. You find people to help you and encourage you, and you will achieve your goal.